Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. Tuyo, the Filipino dried fish staple. Walk through any busy Filipino market early in the morning and you'll catch the distinct aroma of tuyo, dried fish, hanging in the air. For many Filipinos, tuyo isn't just food, it's a slice of home, filling breakfast tables from the city to the provinces. Tuyo is often enjoyed with garlic rice and fried eggs, making simple meals stand out. It's affordable, packed with flavor, and has deep roots in Filipino tradition. This dried fish brings families together and connects generations through its bold, salty taste. In this video, you'll learn what makes tuyo special, its role in daily life, and why it remains a staple across the Philippines. Origins and cultural significance of tuyo. Tuyo is more than a pantry staple, it carries the flavors and memories of Filipino life. For generations, this dried fish has filled kitchens and woven its way into countless daily meals and rituals. Let's explore where tuyo comes from and how it has earned a seat at the heart of Filipino culture. Historical background of tuyo. Tuyo traces its origins back to when preservation was a necessity, not a choice. Before the invention of refrigeration, people salted and dried fresh fish to avoid spoilage and get through lean seasons. These steps turned basic fish into a long-lasting, transportable source of protein. Fisherfolk cleaned, salted, and sun-dried small fish straight from local catches. This method meant even families far from the coast could enjoy fish year-round. Over the years, tuyo made its way from fishing villages into every Filipino home. Some key points in tuyo's history include: innovation by need. Drying fish was a practical answer to climate and economic challenges. Expansion of trade. Local markets buzzed with baskets of tuyo, building regional ties and taste traditions. Evolution of technique. Methods passed through families, fine-tuning flavors and textures in different regions. Tuyo's time-tested process lives on, proving how simple preservation led to something truly treasured. Tuyo in Filipino traditions and daily life. Tuyo is woven into everyday routines and family memories. It's part of classic Filipino breakfasts and often the star of our usual morning meals, with garlic rice and eggs. Its strong, umami taste blends comfort with nostalgia. In Filipino homes, tuyo stands for frugality and resilience. It's affordable, easy to store, and can stretch a meal further. Community and sharing. Neighbors often trade homemade tuyo or serve it to guests, showing hospitality. Festive tables. Tuyo graces both simple weekday meals and spreads on holidays or fiestas. Stories and local sayings feature tuyo as a sign of humble beginnings and simple joys. It appears in folk songs, TV shows, and Filipino movies, often as a symbol of home. In many ways, tuyo reminds us that food is memory. With every salty bite, you taste a bit of Filipino identity. Tuyo isn't just dried fish. It's a familiar thread that ties generations together, helping everyone feel a little closer to home, wherever they are. How tuyo is made, traditional and modern methods. From small village kitchens to massive factory floors, the process of making tuyo has kept its roots while adapting to new times. The journey from fresh fish to crispy, salty tuyo reveals a blend of heritage and innovation. Here's a closer look at how tuyo comes to life, from the first catch to the ready-to-eat product many Filipinos love. Types of fish used for tuyo. The art of making tuyo starts with the fish. Choosing the right type makes all the difference in taste, texture, and shelf life. While many kinds of fish can be dried, some stand out as local favorites. Herring, tambin. This is the most popular fish for tuyo. Its small size, firm flesh, and mild flavor make it ideal for drying. Round scad, galunggong. Known for its slightly richer taste, galunggong is another common choice. Sardines, tunsoil tambin millet. Smaller sardines are dried whole and deliver a stronger flavor. Other small fish. In some regions, whatever is fresh and available may be used, like slipmouth, sapsap, or anchovy, delicacy. These fish are often caught in large batches just before sunrise to keep them as fresh as possible. Using local, abundant fish keeps tuyo affordable and rooted in the daily catch of Filipino fishermen. Traditional sun drying and smoking techniques. Traditional tuyo making is simple but requires patience and attention to detail. No fancy machines, just salt, sun, and a little know-how passed from older generations. Here's the step-by-step process still followed in many coastal towns. Cleaning and sorting. The fish are washed and sorted by size to help them dry evenly. Salting. Fish are soaked or rubbed with coarse salt for several hours. Salt draws out moisture and acts as a natural preservative. Draining. After salting, the fish are drained to remove excess liquid. Arranging on drying racks. Fish are laid out on woven bamboo trays or wire mesh, making sure there's space for air to circulate around each one. Sun drying. The racks are placed under direct sun, often from morning until late afternoon. Drying can take a day or two, depending on the weather. Makers bring the fish indoors overnight to avoid moisture and pests. Smoking. In some places, dried fish are lightly smoked to add flavor and help preserve them longer. This time-tested method creates tuyo's distinct salty, chewy texture and bold aroma. It's a process built on patience, skill, and a deep respect for tradition. Modern commercial production and innovations. As demand for tuyo grew and food safety standards tightened, commercial production methods started to take shape. Today, factories blend heritage with technology for wider distribution and improved quality. That's it for part 1. We've covered the basics of tuyo, but stay tuned for part 2 where we'll dive deeper into how to cook and enjoy this flavorful Filipino classic. Don't miss it. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share and subscribe.